I want to introduce to you Barbara Oneill.
Hi, I just love nature. If you don't listen to the first whisper, the body starts screaming. We just want to go, we just want to do, but actually, if I just get that stone out of my shoe, I can walk with comfort. And God always said, your children, your children. And one day it was different. God impressed me, give me this. That was just where the page I was up to, and I opened it, and this is exactly what I read.
Hello everyone. My name is Oneill, Director of Red River Outpost / Red River Wellness, and we're here in the Natural Bridge in the Red River Gorge, and we have a very, very special guest that you always see behind cameras, but today you get to see her in a different environment. I want to introduce to you Barbara Oneill.
Hi.
So most of the time people see you behind the camera, you're talking about health. You're here in the Red River Gorge. How have things been for you?
Oh, great. I've had a very busy schedule, but I'm very happy to have a day off and be able to visit this magnificent place.
Did you rest well last night?
I rested very well. I think I put my head down about 5 to 10 and my eyes woke up at 6 a.m. Love it.
Very nice, very nice. Coming from different time zones and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So you're in nature now. Is this some of the things you enjoy in your pastime? What are some of the things you enjoy?
I just love nature. It's like revives, and I just think the beauty of the bush, the green, I talk like this, that I'm walking in God's second book. Yes. I look at his two books, the book of the Bible and the book of nature, and you can feel this, you can touch it, and it certainly revives.
Amazing. The Bible actually says in Romans 1 that even nature testifies to the fact that there's a God.
That's true.
Now, most of the time, you're on camera, you're talking about health. This morning we had a wonderful opportunity to have you in our morning worship. And some of the comments that we heard, it was just such a beautiful experience in practical life and practical godliness. Can you share with our audience some of the things that you've shared with us this morning during worship?
Well, something that I have learned, and I've had to learn, is if you don't listen to the first whisper, the body starts screaming. Because often when we have an injury, that's not what actually causes us problems years later. It's that we push through the pain of the injury instead of listening, stopping, and letting the body heal. And I also talked about how you could take that with children. That a little one who wants the mother to fix something, and the mother says, yes, in a minute, and the child gets more upset and then starts really crying. Then the mother has to stop. And then the mother has to spend, not 30 seconds putting the wheel on the car, but maybe even 20 minutes to calm the child down. And I think it's a principle that we often in our fast society, we just want to go, we just want to do, but it's stopping and analysing, okay, what's the problem here? Actually, if I just get that stone out of my shoe, I can walk with comfort. It's just that quick stop and addressing why.
So question, how does this transition happen? You're home, you're a mom, you're trying to do the best for your children, you're trying to find health benefits for your children, and now you're this world-renowned speaker that shares health. Share with our audience, how did this transition take place?
Well, I always used to pray every day, Father, what would you have me do? This is when my children were, maybe the youngest is 4 up to, about 15, 16. And God always said, your children, your children. I homeschooled them, we had a big veggie garden. They could all knit and sew and cook and garden. And one day it was different. God impressed me, give meetings to show, especially mothers, how to do the natural remedies. And I thought I could do that. And then I went and started reading worship to the children, and I was reading in, I think it's First Testimonies, and it was just where the page I was up to, and I opened it, and this is exactly what I read. Let meetings be given to teach the people how to do simple natural remedies. So God had impressed me and then confirmed it with my reading. It happened to be Sabbath morning and we were going to church. So at church I said, I've had this impression to give meetings. And we had a retired pastor. He said, "Great, when can we start?" And so I said, "Oh, let me just put some things together first." And so I put together a series of 6. And I used to use the children. I'd wrap them up in water, therapies and poultices. And that would have been maybe 1992, I think. It went on for a few years that I'm just a mum giving meetings to other mums. I was very happy with that. And it was practical, because I've always been very shy. And then in 1997, Michael and I married. He'd been a single father for about 4 years, me a single mother for a few years. And he'd been the business manager of quite a large health retreat. And after a year, he wanted to start his own. So we got an offer down in the bottom part of Australia to start a retreat. And so Michael said, well, the 3 boys can be the gardeners, because they've been gardening since they're little. My daughter Julia, she was 15, very proficient cook, she was our cook. My daughter Jessica was 17, she'd already done a massage course, so she could be the massage therapist. And Michael's daughter, she's very good on the computer, she was his secretary, even though she's only 12. And I said, yeah, great team, but who'll be the health director? He said, you. I said, oh no, I'm just a mother who just gives meetings to other mothers. He said, nah, you'll be good, and he walked out of the room.
Wow.
Oh. So, but I know all God's biddings are his enablings, and even though I felt totally ill-equipped and unable to do such a thing, I thought, okay, okay, and that's when I learnt that the best way to learn is to teach. So I certainly started swatting, and then after about 2 years I did a nutrition course, and so, you know, I was learning, and then it was probably 2010 we started filming my lectures, and the guy that filmed them said, do you mind if we put these up on YouTube? And Michael said, do what you want. And the guy started crying. Michael said, what's the matter? He said, no one's ever given me this permission before. And we said, this is not our information, this is God's information. And so that's where it started.
Did you ever anticipate you'd be viewed millions of viewers all around the world? Did you ever?
Never, never. I think it still goes over my head a little bit.
Wow.
But I just want to help people, because I've felt the frustration of having a sick child, not wanting to give drugs, but not knowing what else to do, and then having pressure from family, well-meaning, say, you know, they could die, they could lose their hearing. I've felt that, and I want to be able to help mothers to have alternatives.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, we have Barbara Oneill with us, sharing some very simple, practical things. We're blessed to have her, and we're at the Natural Bridge in this very, very beautiful, gorgeous environment. No pun intended, we are in the Red River Gorge, so it is gorgeous. Thank you all for tuning in. May God bless, and you have a wonderful day.